In case you live under a rock, right now the governor of South Dakota, who is a Trump VP potential pick, Kristi Noem, is facing backlash for shooting and killing her 14-month-old puppy. She talks about it in a new book, although it was already mentioned in campaign rallies and stuff like that. And she really goes into detail about how she felt like this dog just it wasn't worth keeping alive. 14-month-old puppy. Now, as a dyed-in-the-wool cat person who infinitely prefers cats to all other pets, I thought that I would share a couple thoughts. While I do love cats and I think they're cool and awesome and friendly, and I get mad at people who think that all cats are unfriendly because it's like, wow, you've never really been around a cat before, have you? I still like dogs, and even if I didn't, the pathology it takes to kill a puppy because it's being annoying is frightening. It is frightening. There is a difference between killing something that is an active threat, like if the dog was in the middle of trying to kill your child, yeah, you might go into survival instinct and shoot the dog. But if you read her description of this dog, she had it for a while and it wasn't violent. It bit, but it wasn't like vicious. And again, it was a puppy. It was a puppy. I have two dogs myself. I have Gaia, who's about 3 years old, and then I have Fenris, who is almost 9. And they're good dogs. They're decent dogs. Fenris especially. He's very sweet. He does have allergies, lifelong allergies that I have to spend quite a lot of money on medications to help him not scratch his fur off. But they're friendly, they're sweet, they're good with the kids, they put up with a lot. Gaia is still a bit of a handful when it comes to getting excited and kind of jumping on people and, new people. But we're working on it, and she doesn't bite or anything. She also does tend to chase the cat, which I don't love, but it's from a playfulness. It's not from a trying to kill the cat. And as you can tell, the cat is super terrified and never gets close to the dog. But both those dogs, when I got them, they were both, I think, about 4 months old. And it wasn't that I wanted a puppy, it's that finding a dog that gets along with kids and cats is very, very difficult. Trust me. I hunted for a long time going to all these different shelters and stuff. Also, I refuse to buy a dog. I refuse to buy an animal because lots and lots and lots, millions dying every year in shelters because no one will adopt them. So I don't understand how anyone can choose to shop rather than adopt. But anyway, when they were puppies, they were horrible as far as peeing on everything, chewing everything up. Gaia especially showed a propensity for eating her poop. So not only would she poop in the house, she'd then turn around and eat it. She would chew everything up. She would destroy the kids' toys, which, I mean, the kids shouldn't be leaving their toys out anyway. All these things that drove me absolutely nuts. But even at their worst, the most I ever would have considered, and as you could tell I didn't, is trying to find a different home for them. And even then I was loath to do it because I knew what I was signing myself up for when I got these dogs. I knew that they were young shelter dogs, so of course they were going to need training. To go from adopting a dog or buy, I don't even know how she got the dog, kind of seems like the kind to buy it, to adopt or buy a puppy, because you are still a puppy at 14 months old. They're a puppy for like 2-3 years, and some dogs never really outgrow the puppy phase. To adopt it and then say, oh, well, it's not meeting the expectations I have for it, I'm going to kill it. That shows a pathology that I'm concerned about. And of course, her being a right-winger, she's from the party shrieking that the babies, you can't kill the babies. Because as we all know, women are totally running out in their 3rd trimester to get abortions willy-nilly because they just decided that after 8 months they didn't want to be pregnant anymore. No, it's definitely not because of fetal anomalies where the baby's going to be born missing organs or is going to kill the mom on delivery, or it's an ectopic pregnancy where it's literally in the tube instead of the uterus, where there is no physical way for the baby to grow to viability or the woman to give birth without dying. Yeah, surely they're just doing it because they just simply decided they didn't want to be pregnant anymore. How can you reconcile yourself with killing a family pet because it's the most convenient option but still calling yourself pro-life. And of course, that's to say nothing about never voting to support care for the baby once it's born, or even prenatal care. God forbid, once you're out of the womb, you're on your own. I don't know. I don't understand. I do not understand pro-lifers who operate on these nonsense beliefs of what circumstances drives a person to get an abortion that late in the pregnancy, and yet they will just turn around and kill a dog because, oh my gosh, it bit someone. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I wish that I could figure out a way to go to these pro-lifers, and I use that term very sarcastically. I prefer to call them forced birthers, and really tap into the disinformation that they've fallen for. Like, you hear from these pro-lifers who post that ideology or whatever, and they say how they were raised thinking people were literally like giving birth and then turning around and killing the kid. Like, they are so indoctrinated in absolute falsehoods, that you can't have a rational conversation with them because they're operating on a different level of reality. Not to mention the fact that somehow they think pro-choice means forced abortion. I don't know. But yeah, back to the Kristi Noem. I'm really curious. I'm really curious how someone can support voting for someone like Kristi Noem, who is a dog killer, and still call yourself quote unquote pro-life.